It was a dark night, and I had just returned home from work. Exhausted and frustrated, I turned the key in the lock and entered my apartment. The ticking of the wall clock was the only sound echoing through the house. I turned on the TV to distract myself, but what I saw on the screen left me stunned. The TV had automatically switched to the local news channel, where the anchor, with a worried expression, announced that an escaped convict had been spotted near our neighborhood. The description of the fugitive perfectly matched a man I had seen a few days ago at the local supermarket. His cold, threatening gaze was still etched in my memory. I tried to calm myself, telling myself it was just a coincidence, but the feeling of unease wouldn't leave me. I went to the kitchen to grab something to eat. When I returned, I noticed the back door was slightly ajar. I swear I had locked it when I came in. My heart pounded and my hands trembled. Taking a deep breath, I told myself the wind might have blown it open. But as I approached, I saw the lock was broken. At that moment, I heard a quiet rustling sound from the bedroom. I cautiously moved towards the room and opened the door. The dim moonlight streamed in through the window, casting a long, eerie shadow on the wall. A soft, raspy voice came from a corner of the room. "I've been waiting for you." My breath caught, and I could barely take a step back. Suddenly, a man with a disheveled face and bloodshot eyes emerged from the darkness. It was the fugitive. He charged at me with unbelievable speed. At the last moment, I managed to reach the kitchen and grab a knife. With all my strength, I threw the knife at him, and he fell to the ground with a loud groan. The police arrived minutes later and arrested him. But that night, my nightmares had just begun. Every night I saw that terrifying face in my dreams and heard his whispers. My home no longer felt safe, and every corner reminded me of that dreadful night. A few weeks later, one night I woke up to find the front door open again. My heart raced, and sweat dripped from my forehead. I slowly walked towards the door. There were no signs of forced entry or a broken lock. This time, it seemed like someone had simply walked in. I took a few steps forward, and suddenly, I heard another rustling sound from the bedroom. I dashed to the kitchen and grabbed another knife. When I reached the bedroom, what I saw made my blood run cold. The fugitive had miraculously escaped from custody and was in my home again. But this time, he wasn't alone. In the corner of the room lay the lifeless body of one of my neighbors who had been missing for a few days. Blood was pooling around him, and his eyes were fixed on the ceiling. The fugitive looked at me with a horrifying grin and said, "This time no one is coming to save you." I couldn't even scream. Fear had paralyzed me. He slowly approached me, and I backed away until I hit the wall. Suddenly, he pulled a knife from his pocket and calmly said, "It's just the beginning." Moments later, everything went dark. When I regained consciousness, I was in the hospital. The police told me that the neighbors had heard my screams and called the cops. But what they found was beyond belief. The walls of my home were covered with photographs of me, taken without my knowledge, each with the fugitive lurking in the background. This horrific experience changed my life forever. I still have nightmares every night and can't find peace. Every small noise and shadow terrifies me. But the worst part is, I still feel like he's out there somewhere, waiting for another chance to come back.